Hi, I'm Mari Grande, an art and trauma therapist, coach, author, and course creator with a passion for addressing and healing the mother wound. And I'd like to talk about toxic mother-daughter relationships. Have you ever eaten food that made your stomach sour? There's a good chance there was something toxic to you in that food. Your body knew what to do. Expel it ASAP. And if that toxin comes in the form of abuse, negativity, and criticism from a mother who sees the world through her needs instead of her dependent child's, a toxic mother-daughter relationship is when a daughter becomes an extension of her mother's needs rather than an extension that needs care and support to grow up as a separate person and to be able to know her own voice. When a daughter is told to shut up or that she's stupid, she's being fed negative toxins in her psyche. She's also building neural networks in the brain that begin to believe this about herself at a less conscious level, especially when these toxins enter in a child's early life and are repeated over and over and over. It's been found that neurons that wire together fire together, meaning when we learn something new, we create new neural networks in our brain. And if that learning is coupled with an experience, that learning is paired together. So, left untreated, these neural pathways continue to feed the same information to our psyche, deepening the negative internal experience and making it feel like reality. It's through having new experiences that we can create new life-enhancing neural pathways where neuroplasticity can take effect and real change can develop. Now, I'm going to give you some examples of a toxic mother-daughter relationship. And toxic environments are found in more places than Chernobyl. So if any of these stories feel triggering for you, please, you can pause the video or take a deep breath and take even a fuller exhale and feel your feet on the ground. So I'm going to talk about some clients that I've had in the past. Of course, their names have been changed and details have been adjusted to protect their anonymity. Now, Rhonda. From the age of 5, Rhonda's mother would yell and slap her because she wanted to play with her friend instead of help around the house. As she got older, she watched as her mother scammed her tenants out of their deposits, cursing and blaming them for wanting their money back. Rhonda did not have any other adult role models to look up to, only her mother and her drunk father. She only knew that she did not like her life. It did not taste good, and she was in fear of her mother. She learned that to be loved is to be scared. That's that coupling. And that adults are untrustworthy. Anne's family, another daughter of a critical mother, immigrated from another country. Even after decades of living in the US, her mother never learned English. Anne helped run the household, do chores, pay bills, and read the mail as early as she could remember. She was her father's favorite, but he was seldom around, and his English skills were limited. When he was around, she felt special. And in the evening, her father gathered men for gambling and drinking in the attic. One of them took 4-year-old Anne into her room, and no one noticed. The following day, when Anne told her mother that it hurt down there, she was told to stop lying and wanting extra attention. 25 years later, she came to my office feeling overworked, stuck in abusive relationships. We started to unpack the traumas of her early childhood and begin the healing process. Anne experienced a horrible trauma, sought sustenance and support only to be fed blame, criticism, and false accusation at a most vulnerable time. And at this moment in time, Anne's mother-daughter relationship became toxic. Not only did her mother turn a blind eye to her 4-year-old daughter's needs, but she also sided with her molester, who continued the abuse for years. Anne learned to hide her needs, including her need for nurturing and support. When there are no words or the pain is buried, art is a beautiful way of tapping into the intangible effects of toxic relationships and trauma. For instance, the artist Manuel Neri visually captured the effects of trauma in his sculpture. He was a California artist. He created sculptures of the human form in white plaster, much like the innocence we enter the world with. Then he randomly spattered paint over their bodies, externalizing their emotional experience after a life of relationships and experiences that change us no matter how perfect we may start. Let's think of Rhonda or even yourself as the pristine white plaster, and then see the spattered paint of inner emotional experiences from trauma or toxic mother-daughter relationship. Now, how to heal from a toxic relationship with your mother. When a child is exposed to the toxicity levels of Rhonda or Anne, or even less than they experienced, certain steps can be taken to begin the healing process. First, take an inventory. What do I love about my life? What do I want to change about my life? And what do I want to keep? And areas to consider: relationships. What is the quality of your friends, lovers, partner? This is where our wounds will be acted out or healed, but we need to know if we are healing or hurting. Spirituality. What is your relationship to your wise self, your higher self, your best self? If you yearn to have more dimensionality or practices, listen to that calling. Mental stimulation. How are you feeding your mind? Where our thoughts go, energy flows. Let your mind be fed as much nutrition as your body. And physical stimulation. Is your body getting the movement it needs? Each person's needs are different, but knowing what yours are is as important as getting the activity your body needs. And well-being. Do you feel good about your daily choices, diet, your rest, your habits? We now know how much everything is connected: our minds, our body, our spirits. And think about your work life. Is there balance, satisfaction, dissatisfaction? There will be short phases of over and underworking within reason. The true tell is whether you feel it is a choice, your choice, or if you have ongoing resentment and fatigue. Now, this is a list to spend time with, journal about, meditate on. You may be surprised by some of your answers. It's also a great exercise to do with a group of others. Mother wounds were not created in isolation, nor can they be healed in isolation. We need each other. We need the best of ourselves and the best of each other to give support, feedback, and the energy of a loving community. And that's also why structured and professionally led groups are suggested. So the group can feel held and supported, and in turn, you can feel held and supported. And I do have an e-course, which is a self-study course. I'll have a link below for that. And that is a self-study, but there's opportunities there to interact with me and my team in the course, or even get extra coaching support. I'll share a link later. But right now, I'd like to talk about using art to heal from childhood wounds. I use a lot in my work, in my courses, my workshops, because I believe it is an excellent tool for healing, especially using art to heal from childhood wounds. Now, art is a powerful tool. It reaches many parts of the brain. For instance, the visual cortex, seeing, our frontal lobe, thinking, amygdala, our emotions, our medial prefrontal feel good reward center. And without effort, it changes our brain waves into more relaxed waves. We move into theta waves. It's a state of flow. Alpha waves, relaxation and creativity, and gamma waves, problem solving. As we make art, we involve the body, our thinking slows down, our brain changes, and we shift our state of being. This enhances our brain functioning, our nervous system, and how we feel. It raises our serotonin levels, which affect our mood. We create new neural pathways of thinking, and visual expression activates our feel good center of the brain. While making art, for instance, a mandala, we are not only engaging those healthy areas of our brain, we're building and expanding how we think, but also containing whatever comes up as we do so, so we don't become overwhelmed, because the mandala is a circle, which also acts as a container to hold visually what may arise. And art helps to externalize what's going on the inside, which can feel like a huge relief. It's no longer in me, but out there. And if that feels like too much out there, the circle contains it. And our mirror neurons, the visuomotor neurons in our brain cells, help us learn things visually. And they register it as real. Again, art is such a powerful tool, but it also is fun. It's relaxing and it's good for you. Well, it's also giving voice to experiences not easily spoken or even known, much less talked about. And if you'd like to schedule a talk with me, please click on the link below and you can fill out an application to schedule a coaching discovery call with me. And healing does take community. Mother wounds were not created in isolation, and they cannot be healed in isolation. The mandala workshop that I recently had, it provides a space for reflection, healing, and creative expression. If you missed the live workshop on March 16th, you can still join the journey. Sign up for the replay. I have a link below. And I hope that you will connect with me with one of my courses, my workshop, or even connect with me on a discovery call. The links are below, and I hope this information has helped. Bye for now.